Hi, welcome back everybody. This is Johnny from A Bicycle's Point of View. Today I'm going to be talking about retro versus modern. Which is a faster bike? Many people have debated, oh, I don't need a modern bike to go fast. I'm fine with just my vintage steel bike, or the other way around. Vintage steel bikes are outdated. You need to get something modern. You need to get with carbon fiber. The most modern group said whatever in order to have gains in cycling. So here I'm going to have a balanced discussion on this subject. Which is better, retro versus modern? So let's check out what I got here. I got my two bikes. Got my retro bike, which is an Atala, and I have my modern bike, which is a Motobecane Superstrada. I've ridden both of these bikes on the same courses. I averaged about the same on both of these bikes. However, I do notice there are some advantages to having the latest technology. For instance, the biggest advantage that I can think of is on the most modern bike that I have, which is this Motobecane Superstrada, is the compact gearing that comes with the bike. So here we have a 50-34 front chainring as opposed to a 53-39 that comes on the other bike, and an 11-32 tooth cassette. So if we go back a few years ago, mountain bikes had 11-32 tooth cassettes. So we can see mountain bike gearing almost on this road bike. And so the biggest advantage has, to me personally, has been the compact gearing on the modern bike. I'm getting personal records every time I go ride on climbs, whereas before I held good speed on flats and descents, but I would always almost crawl to stop on some of the climbs. Now I could just motor on through and hold a steady pace of about 10 to 15 miles an hour going up a hill. So that's been the biggest improvement so far uh, from a retro to modern bike perspective. And another thing I'll add, on the modern bike, I'm consistently averaging over 18 miles an hour, whereas before, riding the retro bike, I'd sometimes average a little less than 18, sometimes ride at 18 miles an hour, but never over 18 miles an hour. And I recently did an event on my modern bike, which was about a 50-mile event, and I got an 18.5 average speed for the ride, which is a new personal best for me. So in the debate between retro and modern bikes, I'm gonna say modern bikes wins by a slight advantage. Retro bikes are still cool and they're still fashionable. I mean, look at the paint job on this bike. You're not gonna have a modern bike with that kind of paint job. That metallic blue and chrome details, you're really not gonna get that with most modern bikes today. Most modern bikes today are gonna be uh, little less colorful, a little less pop, just kind of uh, the modern age is more about performance rather than about bling. So this has been my side-by-side comparison, which is better, retro, modern bikes. And let me know what you think is better. Which one do you think is better, retro or modern? Which one works best for you? Um, and leave your comments down below. And if you have any suggestions or thoughts about new videos that you'd like to see, go ahead and share them. And thanks again for subscribing to A Bicycle's Point of View.